Welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and I wanted to comment on one of the funniest pieces that I've ever read on Meghan Markle right now. It's this one on the Times. Meghan's podcast, Pregnancy, Meditations, and Inflatable Pizza. It was written by Hilary Rose. I don't know if you can find her on Twitter. There's no hint of any Twitter account, but I think we have read a piece of two from her, and this is, well, I'm just gonna go ahead, read it, and comment it, of course, giving you my opinion. The Duchess of Sussex meets Sophie Gregory Tudor, and Doria makes an appearance. The latest Arsewives episodes is full of surprises. Let's see what we have here. 40 times. We will start by going straight to the end of Meghan's latest podcast because it's usually for the best. This week's is called Good Wife, Good Mom, Bad Mom, and we're promised a raw and enlightening chat, and raw and enlightening is exactly what I'm up for. So over to you, Meg. I'm ready. Beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field, she says in her sign-off. I'll meet you there. All right. Like Meghan floats in that spectrum between wrongdoing and right doing. Well, that floats her boat, I guess. But is it bluffed? I whispered to my laptop. Do I need wellies? I sometimes wonder if Meghan's sentences would make more sense if I put the words in a different order. I should try that. Like a Scrabble, but not with letters, but with words, to see if her word salad acquires some kind of meaning that could be useful for us. That would be great help. Not for Meghan. She's not gonna take our advice, that's for sure. This episode features her dear friend Sophie, who is the wife of a Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, an inevitable, a humanitarian and activist. And what if I never become a humanitarian or an activist? What if I waste my life trying to earn a living and have a nice time with the people I love? Yeah, that is a great question. By the way, does Meghan have people she loves to have a nice time? I think Sophie must be one of them, right? Sophie is also, Meghan says, someone who has become so emblematic of the strength that comes from embracing humanity. And I worry that perhaps I'm not embracing humanity enough or even at all. Yeah, that's just like all this, those goals and aspirations of, Meghan in this case, because Harry, the plank doesn't have the ability to craft this kind of sentences. Meghan says that her friend is keeping that sense of self whilst holding up the mantle of what comes with being a parent and a spouse, which I think means living. We learned that Gregoire Trudeau used to send Meghan little meditations during her pregnancy, and my friends confirmed that when they were pregnant, little meditations will have been just a ticket and almost as useful as the lavender-scented candles that feature heavily on the birth plan for their first child and not at all on the birth plan for their second. Or, translation, useless. I absolutely adore you, Meghan says to Sophie, which is an excellent way to begin a raw and enlightening interview, and I will remember if I ever have to interview George Clooney. This is golden. Hilary is the best writing this kind of pieces. We often define freedom as a way to be free from the world, but it's really a way to be free in the world, Sophie says. Ending decades of suspense. We learned that Meghan has been hanging out with her girlfriends by the pool, which boasts an inflatable pizza slice And I kid you not, that this I thought that I was I don't know, in another dimension when I heard this on her podcast, and that the one without pepperoni was a few dollars cheaper than one with pepperoni. And who knows, maybe the sloppy Giuseppe would have broken the bank, and maybe I could cope with a stream of consciousness gibberish if I meditate more. That is one of my points about Megan's podcast. They talk about so many like fluff, like things that are inconsequential, that they don't go straight into the point. That I don't know, maybe if that is the 3 or 4 hours of the Joe Rogan podcast, and then you extract the valuable clips, that would help. But in 1 hour, if 40 minutes is this, like talking about inflatable pizza slices, then the true meaning of what you want to convey, the topic of your podcast, is going to be lost in all that fluff. There comes the best part. Then Megan says the words we've all been longing to hear. She's read a book. It never ends well when Megan reads a book. I've listened to 9 of these podcasts, and not once has she given a shout out to Jilly Cooper. This week's book is called A Radical Awakening, and she reads us a poem about a woman who discards her old ways and shreds her list of shoulds and obligations. She finds that artifice and guile leave her nauseated, and the parental tentacles of tradition no longer define her truth. Alright, so she has 7 nannies. That's what it means. And if that doesn't make you yearn for Rupert Campbell Black playing naked tennis with someone else's wife, nothing will. The rest of the podcast is the usual trot through everything that is wrong with everyone else. Don't destroy your essence for this illusion of perfectionism, says one of the guests. I forget who. Does it matter? The best woman you can be is the authentic one who is deeply connected to her own knowing, says another. We talk about pendulums, which Megan rejects, and the limiting version of the mold that society has carved for us. A mold so limiting it doesn't even allow for a woman to be born in California, find fame as an actress, marry an English prince, have knob with the late queen, then go on Oprah to speak her truth. Thanks for that, Hillary. Her truth. Yeah. All right. And this gets worse. Pamela Adlon is a writer, actor, director who says she uses the surname Jupiter because someone told her you need a pirate name. What? And that is a direct quote, and I am not making this shit up. No, she's not making that up. I heard that too. At 13 minutes in, Megan starts squeaking. I worry that the mold may be too tight, but in fact it's because she's worrying what it means to be a person in the world in the most nuanced and real way, which again, I think, means living. Megan confesses that, like Adlon, she once started to get British citizenship, but found the citizenship questions very hard, so she'd ask Harry, because he's bound to know where Stonehenge is and who's the head of state. By the way, I think it was Megan's mole that pointed out that how come Megan did that exam if she did not spend the amount of years you need to have to be able to apply for citizenship. Who knows? I might be wrong, but you know how it is with the Harkles. Mysteries. Endless mysteries. She takes a call from her mom, Doria, although her dad might have made for more interesting listening. Do you have a smiley face on? Doria asks, and Megan confirms that she does, and that she's hanging in there like a brave little soldier. Before you know it, or 43 minutes precisely to those of us who are counting, we are on to the patriarchy, and what on earth more can I even say to that, says Meghan, before saying more. Finally, the random word generator spews out more authentic truth and self-knowledge, but with no final shout-out for parental tentacles, which is surely an oversight. She's back again next week. She promises. Yay! Okay, I have to say, whatever you read Hillary again, yeah, just follow her. Go to her. I don't know. I will find out if I tried to find if she had a Twitter account. It should be listed here in the on the Times directly. But well, I know that we will be reading from Hillary Rose again in the future. My Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and I'm enjoying this satire more than you can imagine. Remember the two most important words: much love and bliss. Bye bye.